Hi everyone. We're going to talk about office today, and in particular, the shifting narratives that are beginning to form. While office is not out of the woods, and we certainly have high vacancies in a number of markets around the country, we have seen some distinctive improvements begin to take shape, and we absolutely are seeing rekindled investor interests. So that begs the question, why? Right now, I would point to a few things, including we're now 5 years from the start of the pandemic, and we've had an opportunity, we've had time as an economy and as a society to readjust to more normalized times. It appears that flexible work is here to stay. In other words, some form, some combination of in-office with some flexibility to work from home. But that is at the same time we see more and more business leaders, more company CEOs pushing towards a full-time return to work. So while this might sound like conflicting policies, the truth of the matter is some flex will persist, but a more normalized back to the office routine is also back in play. We've now had a number of quarters, years come to pass where companies have resized their footprints and now have a more suitable space allocation to their requirements going forward. So we've had time to rebalance from that period of time. And we also have a return of investor interest. More and more investors are now looking at office product as a time to get in before the market really gains momentum and takes off again. This does come with a caveat. The caveat is that there's great variance in what these investors are looking for. Many are still looking for opportunities presented by distress in the marketplace, while others are aiming to the absolute best-in-class formats to make their bets for the future. There does still exist a wide variance in operational performance. This variance is impacted by age and location of a property, size of a property, and getting back to location, a suburban location versus an urban or CBD location. Broadly speaking, smaller format suburban properties are outperforming the large floor plate urban towers. You see significant difference in performance, not just performance, but also in terms of the depth of investor interest. Commenting further on suburban versus urban performance, it really should come as no surprise. Let's just take a look at demographics for a minute. If we roll the clock back all the way to the 1980s, we saw this trend occur when the baby boom population began its migration to the suburbs. The millennial population, when we look at that today, is an equally large population and now beginning its transition into the suburbs. And if you look at apartment performance, if you look at apartment rent trends and look at the difference between suburban versus urban apartment trends and draw the correlation to what's happening in office, you see the lines merge, to be sure. So while I'm not saying that urban product isn't something that is viable, I'm simply saying that the suburban product is outperforming right now, and the demographic trends suggest that that will continue in the years just ahead.